Boy, look at this rain. Wow. So here we are, it's a rainy day. The girls are all going to, where are they going to, a bread making class?
Bread making.
Bread making, we're gonna have a bread making party, and Pokey's coming over to my house with some MOTO GUZZI parts, but this is the baby. It's coming out nice. Man.
It's a brand, I just got a brand new shortcut.
Brand new?
Yeah, brand new.
All right.
Yeah, a couple of days ago. And
Brand new
the test on the street was much better.
Oh yeah, you were bottoming out the other shocks.
Yeah, yeah.
I could even see it on the video we shot.
Yeah, they work out great. They're not that expensive. And,
Do these parts have the clear coating on them?
no, it's just polished aluminum.
Just aluminum, because like the Suzuki has that clear coat that's baked on it. It's
Yeah, I don't know how that.
hard to get it
I
off.
don't know how that clear coat is gonna last when the motor gets hot. Maybe you need to use a special clear coat for the
Well, I don't
engine
know.
parts.
Yeah, if you do these parts, you could put the clear on. These won't get that hot. Like if you're putting a clutch in, or you will work on a clutch.
You have to polish it before you.
Yeah, polish it and put the clear on, and then take prep swell and clean it up.
Oh.
Boy, it came out nice though. Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. I remember the first day we went up to look at this bike. Oh my
It was
god.
a disaster.
Oh my god. Yeah, it came out nice. You got the right mirrors on it now? Are these the real Kawasaki mirrors?
They're not original. They're much better than the one I used.
The one you had, there was flip flopping
There's a
around.
loose joint here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a brrr, used to.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to China. What do you expect?
Yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, it works. It works great. I tell you, it works great.
It really was a labor of love, and I know this is like Tim's bike. I bet this was more work than Tim's bike.
Oh yeah.
We had Tim's bike. I mean, you changed the frame twice, so.
Yeah. The only thing I'm disappointed is the charging system. The charging system, everything works fine, but then when you got a blinker on, you turn the headlight on, the blinker light intensity gets lower, and the blinker rate changes.
But I know what you could do. My friend John Pothier in California, he got me some LED bulbs. They're like, they replace the bulb. They screw right in.
This is why you can't,
and they don't use any juice. There's no juice.
you can't take the light bulb off from the.
Oh, it doesn't come off?
It's molded together. Oh, this is one.
Oh, but you could put them in the blinkers. See, my GS, I have the bright bulbs. The tail light is twice as bright.
You can do that, yeah, yeah.
But John found this place called superbrightleds.com. You can get them cheap. They come from China. They're twice as bright, and they don't use any no electricity.
Yeah, it's like the bicycle riders.
Right.
They got a little blinker.
Yeah, they got a AA battery, and it lasts all day.
Far away, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody was surprised about the price of the seat. Oh my God.
Well,
how much you pay? As I paid $400 for a freaking seat.
you paid more for that seat than I paid for my bike. Think about that. There's something wrong with that. I don't know what though.
You can't restore a motorcycle with all rusty seat paint.
No, you did the right thing. Look,
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy this bike the whole summer. Oh my gosh.
And then the paint is fiberglass. They won't rust anymore.
We rode with the Silver Bullet yesterday. Wow, what a ride. Holy mackerel. Yeah. The Silver Bullet, that thing goes good. We were riding with the Kawasaki. He was just flying along, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's not to like? Turbo Steve, you made a good choice. Luciano did a great restoration on this bike. So it's a totally rainy day. We're gonna see if Pokey is gonna come over with some MOTO GUZZI parts to paint. We got a little time. The girls, I drove Karen up to Luciano's. The girls are going to a bread making class in New York State somewhere at some farm. So that ought to be fun. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get any painting. I was hoping I'd get some work on Vlad's Benelli done. Maybe I still will, depending on how much work I can get done for Pokey. He's one of my best customers. I call him one of the big customers. Anyway, I do owe Pokey. He's been a good friend. He's sold some stuff on eBay for me, so I'm always glad to do a little favor for him. Now, as part of this rainy day, once Pokey gets here with his parts, definitely not going to be able to paint, but I'll be able to get some detailed sanding on this. And these parts, really, as rough as they are, I'm going to obviously give it my best shot and try to get one more sanding on this clear. It's really, well, I got the part on the floor too. We've put so much time into it. I hate to quit if I can get them just a little bit nicer. And I think we can do that. Use up some of this rainy day to get some of this sanding done. So I wanted to show this. This is a little, I had this on the floor. Pokey brought this over before, and it's a rainy day, so we're looking to just do a little bit. We obviously cannot paint, so we want to do some prep work on this. Now what this is part of a MOTO GUZZI. I guess that mounts the foot pegs and stuff. Oh, it's really, this thing weighs more than my RD. But anyway, not the point. The point is I wanted to show this. Let me put this up close. Let's see if we can focus in on this. Sometimes our macro lens isn't that good. It's a 20-year-old camera. You see all the little flaws in this? Little pits and everything? Well, they show up, and I'm going to guess Pokey is the one that sprayed this. This is some kind of, I don't know what kind of paint, but what Pokey did, he bought this, and it's supposed to be from Gavin's an exact match of what he's looking to match the other side. Now, while he was here, I did a little test, and it's a totally different color than this. So what I'm going to do with this part now, because I have a little time today, I'm going to wet sand it all down, get it all prepped. If it stops raining, I may even get it primed. But then I'm going to try this paint on it, and then go over it with the clear that we normally use, the Gavin's clear, and see how this is going to come out. Now, again, this is always with silver. Anytime you paint anything silver, every little mistake shows. Anybody that ever built a model plane knows that. You paint a model plane silver so you can find the little flaws and little divots and things. And then you sand that silver, you put another coat on, sand that silver, put another coat on. At some point in time, you have a perfectly smooth surface, and that's when you put the final paint on. Well, with a motorcycle, a little bit different, but anyway, that silver really does, and this is a very bright silver. It doesn't even look like, I call it, it has the look of a Toys R Us part, not a real dark color. Now, again, he had this custom paint mixed, and we've had various luck with Gavin's as far as mixing paint. Luciano has had the worst luck. Some people get a good match, and Vlad had a good experience. So we're going to see how that works out after we sand this part. Now, one thing I'm very happy within our group of friends. Let me just show this 1 second. Within our group of friends, and we call it unofficially the A-Team, people do share things. Pokey is very good at sharing. He brought over a stack of manuals today, basically for me to share with the group. Now, I'm sure as I look at these, either Glenn or Luciano would be interested. Some of these Ducati ones. This is the 916. Luciano may even have these. If he has it, he can pass it on to Glenn. Some other basic motorcycle manuals. But look at this. Here's the one for Glenn's bike. Wow, and it's still in a plastic wrapper, so we'll put this aside for Glenn. How convenient is that? And I know Glenn doesn't have the manual. So here's the other one, and we'll save this. Turbo Steve has the Vision. I don't know if he has this manual. Maybe he already does, but we'd be glad to pass it on to Steve. RD, some of the RDs. Well, yeah. All of the Yamaha twins. Ray has this, I know, because I borrowed it from him when I did his restoration. Now, the point I wanted to make, here's a brand new Kawasaki one. For in case any of you are going to buy one of these things. Some of the ones that I can use, the Suzuki ones, basically a lot of parts on Suzuki doesn't change over the years that much. In fact, to show you how much things haven't changed, the sprocket that fits on a GS 1182 is a Hayabusa sprocket. I know because I already bought one and put it on there. Anyway, some Suzuki manuals. The reason I'm showing these is within our circle of friends. Here's a nice Kawasaki Twins. Some classic, a price guide. Now, this is something we don't need because we don't pay list price for anything, especially Luciano. Triumph Twins. I never had a Triumph, but somebody in our group of friends, Triumph Triples. This is probably this might be a collector item. Who knows? Got a lot of nice pictures in it. If nothing else, we can use some of these pictures for ideas for paint jobs or whatever. So, and here's the best ones. I know these old magazines. I love having these. My bathroom's got a stack a foot high. There's always somebody who wants to borrow it, or who knows. But here was my whole point. The point is we all have tons of this stuff, and in my case, I do enjoy sharing it. I'm happy to pass it on. If somebody tells me they would like to borrow, beg, steal, or like in Steve's case, the vision, I'll never have a vision. I'll never have a vision of anything because I don't have any vision. But anyway, Steve is doing that vision. Maybe he could use that manual. Somebody can use it. I really applaud people who don't throw things away but try to find another owner for it. Now, this is unrelated to motorcycling, but I think it's worth mentioning. We have a place in town called Angel's Attic where people donate old clothing to people who are in need. Well, at the end of every year, Karen goes through our closet and we throw out some stuff still has the price tags on it. And when I go down there and donate this stuff, the people that run it are all volunteers. They're so happy to pass it on. They get a few bucks for it that keeps their business going, but they're certainly not doing it for the money. But to know that somebody can use this, there's somebody out there that can learn something about repairing motorcycles, restoring them from these books. And if you're not using them and you pass them on, I think it's a great thing. Now, one thing I know among my circle of friends, there's always people that are looking to redecorate their bathroom in some way. And I think this is a prime thing. Here's Pokey's stack of books. My magazine rack. Pictures. This is a bathroom. Pictures that I got from Bob Navola, I think, from that MotoGP they went to. And Wendy's infamous life story framed for immortality. So who could not want to? This actually does, in a way, make you want to go to the bathroom. Now, a lot of times when you're repainting a part like this, the biggest problem is that somebody has put on paint that's not really going to be compatible with what you're doing. We're going to find that out right away when we go to paint this. Because a lot of the stuff they sell, like in Home Depot, yeah, you can just clear coat it with high quality automotive or motorcycle paint. But sometimes you can't. If you buy something, a lot of times that it's incompatible. What happens? The paint either just doesn't dry, takes forever to dry, doesn't dry at all. But one of the ways you can stack the deck in your favor that won't happen is by putting in a barrier coat, which is what I'm going to do. We don't need the primer on this to do any filling or anything. What we need the primer for, in this part, I want to establish a barrier so that once I put that paint from the spray can on top of this, boy, if you only knew how I was hoping, this is not going to be a problem. Because if I have to strip this, I'll use a whole can of paint remover to strip this. But you can see how rough this part really is. It's got a lot of flaws in it. It's going to be probably the better part of an hour of sanding. There were definitely a lot of bad areas in here that had to be, most of them from that, whoever painted, I don't know if Pokey painted this silver paint. In here you're not going to see because of the foot peg. I'm sure there's a cover or something goes over that. This piece back here was pretty rough. Well, let's see if it's our lucky day. Now what I did, I put on 3 coats of this, whatever you want to call this. I don't know what this is, some unknown paint. But it's from Gavin's, and actually the part, this is what I think the part should look like. Have kind of a not shiny, dull, it has the look of an anodized part is what I'm saying. And I know from looking at other bikes, this is the look Pokey might be looking for. So what I'm going to do is call him up, because I can always throw a coat of clear on there now. That's got to dry. But if he likes this has 3 coats of paint on it, and certainly enough paint to that it wouldn't wear out or anything. And he could put this, he could pick it up whenever he wants and just put it, I'm not sure. I want to check with the boss though. You know, here here at Wendy's Bike Restoration. The customer is always wrong, unless he's Glenn. Now, I'm not sure what Pokey's going to want to do about that, but what I want to do is take some 600 sandpaper here. I want to see if I can knock down some more of these. See, here's what happens with a part like this. Every time you sand it, you can make it a little bit nicer. In this case, the flaws that are in this part are mostly down at the bottom where you're not really going to see them, but I'm really, this is probably the one project this year that's really made me crazy. It really has been an adventure in Vladisms, and Vlad knows it. I'm sure he knows that we're putting our heart and soul into this for him, but boy, it's been a labor of love. Boy, even Glenn has put a lot of hours into this. But we really would like to get, and again, get as much of it. This 600 sandpaper does remove a lot of the flaws. But what's going to happen, we're going to run out of clear. In fact, we're almost out of clear now. I don't know if Vlad's going to want to get another gallon of clear. I'm going to have to touch base with him. I don't know if he's going to want to put the decals on these parts. That's another choice we have. I don't know if he's going to want to do that. So, but boy, this has been an ongoing project. I can't imagine anybody that could make these parts perfect, given the fact that they're just so difficult to work on too. So flimsy, and if we didn't make that wooden rack, and what this part has taught me, an important lesson is when you're going to do this kind of track bike stuff, and I'm sure we're not going to do much more of this. I'm going to make broomstick mounts so I can mount this and hard point it. Even Glenn's stuff, I think we should have had those. We should have actually had those in stock. So we're going to have to, next time I'm at Home Depot, I'm going to have to buy some broomsticks. Anyway, each time you do this, you knock it down. It does get a little bit nicer, but it's an endless cycle of fixing these little flaws that are in these parts. Now we got a whole bunch more of the flaws sanded out of this part in the back, in the side, around the scoops, up here. And we're trying to get it as nice as we can, but boy, it's this. I say this over and over. This is probably the most difficult part that we've painted in a long time. Boy, there's just so many spots on this. But we're just going to keep grinding at it until we run out of silver paint, but I think that might happen soon. Well, we got a lot of the little flaws that time to see if it's a lucky day. Now what that is we're coming up on the end of Vlad's clear. I don't know if he wants to put another gallon into this project or not, but I need to save just enough for one more coat on that green fairing. I was really lucky that we got this done today. Well, we got 2 more coats of clear on there, and there's one spot there I wish I could, well, I know I'm not gonna fix it now, but that's just about, I'm thinking, Vlad, that's a miracle that we got it to this level. And I think for a track bike, this will certainly be totally acceptable. It really does look like a Batman bike. Anyway, this was quite a day, and as I say every time, thanks for watching.